If you are between the ages of 35 and 50 and you're feeling a little bit off, maybe you've lost your libido, you're gaining a little weight around the middle, it could be perimenopause. Don't be scared though. We have some answers for you today. Please welcome health guru Suzanne Somers. And hot-litted. Great.
Thank you.
Look amazing.
Thank you. I feel great.
As a matter of fact, you're a big testament to what you talk about, right?
I walk my talk.
You walk your talk. So
I do.
you are the author of I'm Too Young for This. And so many people might be thinking, you know, I'm only 35, 36 years old. There is no way I could possibly be experiencing the onset of menopause. But that might be what's going on. So maybe start by explaining what is perimenopause.
It's the 10 years or so before you get into full-blown menopause, but it's actually our most dangerous phase. And you feel it. One day you're surging, one day your estrogen's sky high, and the next day your progesterone's all over the place. Around age 40, I started not being able to sleep. I would sleep for 15 minutes and wake up soaking wet and then be up for 3 hours, and that would repeat all night long, and that went on for 3 years. Wow. So you're not in a really good mood when you haven't slept for 3 years, and you don't think it's you think it's him.
Of course.
And I was gaining weight for no reason because I was eating less and exercising more, and then I'd see pictures of myself in the National Enquirer and they'd say, her suit looks snug. Oh. And I think, great, I feel like crap, but now you're telling me that my suits don't fit me. And I had an itch. I had an itch on my leg that I just couldn't control. It was just awful. So here's what I figured out.
Okay.
And I get all my information, I interview doctors all the time, although this one, there are very few. This is the complete handbook for a woman who doesn't know anything about hormones at all. If you read this, it'll take away the fear of the danger that you hear about, which I clear that up. I tell you how to do it, where to go, what your minor and major hormones are, what they mean, what the language is. But here's what happened to me. Around age 40, all these symptoms were starting to happen. I now realize that that's a language. Itching is a language. Okay. You know what that language is? When you're itching, you don't have enough progesterone. And I didn't know that. When you're bloating, that's usually an imbalance between progesterone and progesterone. When you have no sex drive, it means that your sex hormones, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, have depleted. And without sex hormones, a woman can't feel sex. Even if we want to feel sex, we can't feel it. And so then they think there's something wrong with them, which there is.
So it's not just the house is messy and I'm tired?
And the house is messy,
than that.
and I'm tired, and now I'm really sensitive about it, and I'm really anxious about it, and stop picking on me, all that stuff.
Yeah.
These are hormonal
It's all
issues,
hormones.
but it's so easily rectifiable.
That's sort of the controversial part of this,
right?
The hormone replacement. And you go through it in your book. You talk about the major controversies that were out there in the news and why people are a little bit confused about synthetic hormone replacement therapy versus bioidentical hormones. So when you talk about putting it back in, what are you talking about putting in, and why is it not a threat?
Okay. You want to do this as determined by your needs through lab work. That's a blood test. If you go to SuzanneSomers.com, it'll tell you where to go to find the right kind of testing. And then you see where your deficiencies are, and the qualified doctor knows, oh, you need a little bit of this and a little bit of that. What I need is different than what you need. We're individuals. No one pill fits all does the trick. So here's the controversy. Synthetic hormones are dangerous. And here's why. There's a lot of studies, and I put them all, but I'm just going to pluck one out. The Fournier study, which was 80,000 women. They found the women on synthetic hormones had a 69% increased risk of breast cancer. There was another study that I'm going to pluck out, 422,000 women by the American Cancer Society. The women who went on natural bioidentical hormones, which is what I write about, had a 41% decrease rate of breast cancer. So, and there are tons of studies on this. So I always think, why is this controversial? Well, it's controversial because natural hormones are cheaper, they're not a drug, they can't be patented, they come from nature, they're made in a compounding pharmacy. All I know is I'm enjoying aging because of it. I sleep 8 hours without drugs. Yeah. I don't take a single pharmaceutical drug. I'm upbeat and happy almost all the time.
So this isn't an act?
It isn't an act.
This is the real you all the time?
I love my husband. He's on hormones. He's been on hormones for the better part of 20 years.
I'm glad you said that. Men need it too.
Oh,
Men
absolutely.
need balance as well, right?
This has changed who he is.
All
he
right.
was, you know, they do movies called Grumpy Old Men. Not saying he was, but
but maybe he's in the room and
Right.
he just heard that, Suzanne.
Right.
But that's
Now,
okay, because you guys have a good relationship.
we have a great relationship. The thing to know about blunting hormones is the reason this is happening to women younger than ever before is because of toxins and stress. The toxins blunt hormone production, stress blunts hormone production, and our cell phones.
There's no way we can get into all the topic matter on this show, which is why you've got it all in your book.
Yes, and SuzanneSomers.com
and
fills in the blanks.
SuzanneSomers.com.
Just click on Matrix so you can protect yourself from ER rads by 98%.
Okay,
That's
and
like
you
a
have
microwave oven to your brain.
eat well and exercise.
Yeah,
That's all part of it too.
You know, some people say to me, "Oh, it's a lot of work." I go, "You know, it's a lot more work to be sick."
It sure is.
Yeah.
Well, you look amazing. So
I feel
thanks
great.
for joining
Thanks.
us. After the show, we're going to draw for Suzanne's new book, I'm Too Young for This. You can read all about it. Mwah. Let's go to break. We've got more coming up. Stay with us.